Clubhouse seems to be one of the harder maps for people to defend, but once you figure out how to do it, it becomes very easy. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to do just that. Alright, for the first strat, I'm going to be giving 2 strats for this site. And for this first one, you're going to be Solis. And it's going to be a little bit of a shallow room. You're basically going to be holding down Jim and being just a nuisance to anybody that tries to enter from over here. And you could also pull off a late round flank if needed. So the first thing that I like to do is reinforce the single con wall. Now, if your teammate's already doing that, then obviously don't do that. And then I like to make a rotate right here, a vaultable rotate, and this basically allows you to rotate back to site if you need to very safely. So I can rotate back to site very safely as long as you aren't being pressured from the hatch right there, then you'll be good. The next thing I like to do is reinforce both jynxzi walls, and then you can use your last impact to pop this hatch, or you could wait. I like to wait because if I want to flank somebody, then I don't want them to already know that the hatch is open. And basically your main objective, like I said, is to basically just be a nuisance. Make sure you're killing any drones or devices that you see pop up on your Solis scanner, and if you hear them go for the hatch, don't let them drop the hatch. You can also make head holes right here with like either of your guns to kind of just make more pressure onto them. And plus, maybe your teammates will be playing near con. They can try to create some pressure from this rotate hole right here. But yeah, make sure you're scanning all devices and just killing any drones and basically taking peek shots and trying to be like I said, a nuisance. Be like annoying and not let them enter. You're basically just trying to not let them enter the building easy at all. Let's say you make it to like 1.5 minutes in a round and you realize, okay, they've stopped pushing from here. They've realized that they can't push from here. You can flank down these stairs and, you know, make sure that this jukebox is on because this actually suppresses your noise, so your footsteps will be a lot quieter when you're flanking. So yeah, basically just flank over to red or lounge or wherever they are, bottom garage, and you can get free kills on people by flanking. So yeah, that's basically all there is. Make sure you're shooting drones, make sure you're not letting them enter the building easily, and flank late round if you need to. All right, for the next strat on CCTV, you're going to be Wamai, and this strat is basically like the ultimate team player, basically setting up the entire site and stopping the main like map control point. Now for the reinforcements and rotates, if you see anybody doing these, just go on to the next step because it'll just make it quicker, obviously, because you do have to set up a lot of stuff. So, you know, if you see your teammates like making the rotate on red, just move down to garage and continue the strat from there on out. But the first thing I like to do is make the rotate on red, like I said, then immediately sprint over to garage wall and just make the rotate right here. And you could reinforce this wall, which I like to do that as well. Then you want to reinforce off all 4 garage walls. So now for your Wamais, just, you know, throw them like I throw one right there, throw one, you could throw one like over here, down there. Like you basically just spread them out throughout garage. You could also put one on the main wall like this. That's what I like to do. So throughout the round, just kind of throw them where they need to be. That's what I usually say for Wamai anyways. But yeah, you're basically going to be playing garage. And once again, you just want to be like a nuisance. Shoot any drones that they have. Just kind of take little peek shots. And if someone tries to walk in on you, then that's a free kill. And you can't get naded. So yeah, just basically take little peek shots. And if you realize no one's pushing garage, you can rotate around, kind of do some flanks if you need to. Or you can just hold the breach. And yeah, that's basically it. All right, for this next strat, you're going to be on basement. And I like to play Aruni. You could also play Mute, Vigil, Solis. Those are like the 4 operators I would recommend. I'm going to show you how to play it with each operator, so don't worry. But for Aruni, that's what I'm going to be playing for now. In the prep phase, you could reinforce dirt to kind of buy some time for your teammates to reinforce the hatches, because I like to place my Arunis under the hatches. Now, let's say your teammates aren't reinforcing the hatches. Another option is to go reinforce the hatches. Now, that means you can't place your gates down under them, but you can place them down near where you're roaming. So, I mean, I guess it's not that bad, but I like to have them under the hatches. It seems more useful to me. But the next thing you want to do is come up into Logi and make holes right here on the floor onto freezer door. Now you can make them smaller than this to make it a little bit less visible, but yeah, you're basically cutting this off so they can't just freely walk in. Then you make some holes over here onto the hatch. Now, once again, if you get this lined up right, then you can make them smaller. You can just use one punch hole. And now that you can shoot off the Ibanas, the thermites, hard breaches, whatever they're trying to use onto the hatch pretty safely. Now, don't just peek, you know, out, like with them easily being able to see you. Now, this angle right here is pretty good because I can shoot it and be pretty much covered. And your last Aruni gate, you could throw it up like, I don't know, you could throw it probably on this door. So you get a sound cue. You could put it on, you know, you basically get what I mean. Just kind of place it somewhere near you. And also you could reinforce both of these walls. That's also an option, but this isn't necessary. I do also like to do this if I have enough time. But yeah, you basically get what you're doing now. You also can late round pull off a flank. Let's say you've pretty much stopped them from pushing the hatches, or they've gotten the hatch, they realize where you are, and they try to send somebody clear you. You could flank down to blue and get a kill on blue. Also, remember, as Aruni, hatches are your best friend, so you could pop this hatch, pull off a flank, pop the construction hatch, and also pull off a flank. That's what I like to do, is pop this construction hatch and then just flank down to blue. Create some pressure on anybody that's in blue. Also, I am using the P10 Roni, but this is optional. I suck with DMRs. If you're good with DMRs, then, you know, obviously use the DMR that she has, but I suck with them, so yeah. So for the same strat as mute, don't reinforce anything on site because you don't have time for that. Just go straight up and make your shotgun holes right where they were before, where you put the Aruni holes. Now with mute, the shotgun, it's actually better because the holes are a lot smaller, so it's harder to see them on a drone. So now you got both of the holes made and you can see through them. Now I'd like to reinforce both of these walls. Now you need to place down your mute jammers, and I like to place one on construction door. Now, it can't be shot from the window, but it can be easily shot from in construction. And they have to make noise to shoot your drone, so unless they have the Twitch drone, but so you'll know when it breaks. Then I like to put one right outside this door because it can't be shot from anywhere, and it stops them from droning this door and from droning this door pretty much. You could use one on the wall if you want it to not be breached as easily. And the last one, I just like to put it either on the top of the stairs or in the middle of the stairs. Just kind of preference on how you want to place it. So yeah, you're basically doing the same thing as last round, but now you have a shotgun and an SMG, and technically mute is better for this, but if you're bad with the SMG 11 or you're just better with Aruni, then I would go with Aruni. But mute is more strategic and it works better in terms of the whole, in terms of, you know, denying all like the utility and stuff, and basically playing it safe with all the, you can't be droned. Oh yeah, one thing I would like to mention is make sure you're moving around. Don't be standing still, because if they do get a drone on you or they do try to wallbang you, they can easily wallbang you from over in construction. Yeah, you don't want that to happen. Now, okay, now for the same strat as Vigil or Solis. I'm going to be running Solis in the video, but you're basically doing all the same stuff, but now you're at 3 speed, so you can reinforce both hatches and both walls over here, and you'll still have time left over, and you don't need to place down any utility. It's a lot quicker. The drawback is your guns are not very suitable for this. Like, this took like an entire clip from Solis's gun, and I got this like little small hole. But to be honest, it's kind of better because it's harder to spot on the drone. Same with over here. But yeah, that's like the only drawback, and to be honest, it's not really that much of a drawback, like as you can see. But the pros for running Solis or Vigil, for Solis, she's honestly better at stopping drones than mute, so that's a pro right there. And if you're bad with the SMG 11 or the shotguns, then you know you got a better loadout. And for Vigil, to be honest, I don't really like Vigil, so I don't like to run him, and I think Solis is a little bit better for the strat. But if you don't like Solis's gun or something or whatever, you know, at the end of the day, it's a game, so it's preference if you want to run Vigil or not. Or if you want to run Solis, then run whoever you want. They basically do the same thing. I just think Solis is a little bit better, so I like to run Solis. But yeah, you're basically doing all the same things. Flank if you need to, watch the holes, waste time, and, you know, stop drones, and you'll be good. All right, for the last strat, to be honest, I don't really think that you should be using a strat on this site. If you do want to do a solo queue strat, I'd recommend doing this one. Now me, I don't do this because I'm bad with castle, but if you're good with castle or you just want to help the team, then do this strat. So the first thing I like to do is make a rotate right here. Then you place your proximity alarm like under this window, like right here. Then castle off the window. And it broke my proximity alarm, but don't place it there, place it right here. Next, put a castle on the bedroom window. Make a rotate hole right here. That's a pretty high rotate hole. Then put a rotate hole right here. Then castle off the construction window. Now at this point, it's kind of preference because your last castle barricade, I like to put it right here. Then make the rotate on this side so you can't be shot from the window if they do open it. So now you can rotate through, but it's also harder for the attackers to, you know, enter because they have to crouch through this if they want to enter the site. And also as a defender, you can rotate through this. And so that's how you set it up, and you can basically play in any area. I like to sit site and kind of play this position where you can peek the windows and you can hold off like everything. If you see that there's no teammate kind of playing in cash or construction or near logi, a good place to play is like right on here. And now you can like stop the players on the hatch. You can peek this if they never go for the hatch. But if you have a teammate playing around here, then I like to do what I said before and play like this. Also an option, if you have a bandit tricker, then place one of your castle barricades, the one that you placed on logi, place it right here, because that just allows the person bandit tricking to be a lot safer. And yeah, that's basically all you got to do. Alright, that's the end of the video. If you could follow my TikTok for more tips and follow my Twitch for streams, it would be very, very appreciated. But if you enjoyed the video or learned anything, then leave a like, comment, subscribe. Peace. Bye bye.